Hello, my name is Christy Walsh, and I'd like to explore with you the anticipated effects of technology on societies. BBC News reported that the UK will lose upwards of one-third of its labour force because of technology. It's felt that the employed vulnerable will be impacted the most in that low-paying, repetitive or clerical jobs will be replaced first. The divide between the wealthy and the poor becomes larger as those that are ill-equipped to get a higher education will be unemployed in a labour market that won't train them or employ them. An article recently shared that 47% of all jobs will be automated by 2034. Since the 1990s, job equalization has stopped, with favor going towards technology. What's making people scared is that the pace of technology adoption is considered unprecedented and that it could result in a generation of people without work. To counter BBC's thought, another report describes that jobs will be changed, not replaced, and that society will benefit. The authors draw parallels to the early years of the Industrial Revolution and the fear that people felt when they thought their jobs were being taken by machines. An Italian study compiled in the mid-90s shares the labor effects due to automation. The conclusion of this study is that new technologies changed people's tasks. Physical production jobs went down while maintenance and control jobs went up. Automation did not cause employment reductions, but rather employment stabilization. Recent research shares that automation actually creates more jobs than it eliminates. Companies that are replacing jobs with technology are actually creating jobs. 68% of companies that replaced workers with automation wound up adding new positions, and 35% ended up with higher headcounts when compared to pre-automation numbers. One report argues that job losses are inevitable. Another report suggests that job losses will in fact be job transitions. Another report confirms the latter with hard data, and the last report shares increased employment. They all appear to be contradicting one another, which points to a lack of understanding of what technology in the broader picture will look like. With several aspects to consider, we need to start with a deep understanding of the intended and unintended outcomes of these technologies, along with the cumulative effect of them. Government and higher education play a pivotal role in preparing society for these outcomes. As B.J. Fogg describes, if the designer's intentions are unethical, the interactive product is likely to be unethical as well, and that the creators of persuasive technology must take responsibility for unintended, unethical outcomes that can be reasonably foreseen. The risks to society are great. De-skilled labor could find themselves out of work, which may result in a strain on social systems. Economies could destabilize as consumers have less purchasing power. Governments may need to raise taxes in response, and the economy could shrink. Yet, if a country doesn't adopt these technologies, they could become disadvantaged in a global marketplace. It is thought that we're on the cusp of another great change in humanity, and that no one is clear as to exactly what that will look like. Risk mitigation is actually the wrong approach. It needs to be change management. A quote attributed to Charles Darwin captures change perfectly. Understanding technology adoption, anticipating its unintended effects, and then managing the change so that the net benefit to society is greater than its detriment is key for successful adoption. In conclusion, there is no real consensus on how technology adoption will affect society. Ethical considerations that must be understood include its unintended effects. The risks to society are great if technology adoption is not managed effectively. Change management is critical to successful technology integration. Technology is changing societies in what has been coined the second machine age. If managed correctly, it stands to improve our lives. Thank you for your time.